Jubilee Incel guy is. Oh no, is that the guy with the hair?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, is there anything else I could say? Oh, I mean, yo, dude. xQc is Bay Z. I fucking love xQc, bro. I know you're not xQc, but I'm just letting that out there. I'm a juicer, bro. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, is there anything else I could say? Oh, I mean,
That's actually funny. Guys, was there any comment on that stream? It's this guy.
If you could summarize your opinion towards women.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but...
Oh, Jesus, we can rewatch it. Oh, no.
Some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this a new phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an ugly guy, you better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's gonna want to talk to you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
You don't deserve to get laid at all!
So we found those subjects in person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything.
Okay. Hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek. I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
I can start. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So you're an incel?
Yes.
Why would you ever sign up to do this?
I suppose I would want to give more of a positive light on this community, which is a very negative light upon it.
Okay. And do you think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Why is that?
Okay, guys, a little early thoughts. This guy, the problem is here, I think, is that if they're both neutral and they just have a discussion, it's chill. But this guy is like, oh yeah, why then? Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that.
Because a lot of the boys in
it doesn't achieve anything.
Bad people.
But you acknowledge that a good handful of them are, right?
Not a good handful, I would say a small handful.
Who hurt you, or what happened? What event sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research?
Society.
Do you hate women?
No.
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 Do you have a female role model in your life?
A female role model?
Yeah, like a mom or an aunt or a friend?
I mean, I love my mom. I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly, but.
Why do you say
that?
Yeah,
at least he's honest.
I do think that men should be the leaders and women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers in some cases.
Since women of color, or just women in general, have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
What?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly, I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Okay. What do you think it is about liberal areas that create behavior in women that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards in more primitive aspects such
promiscuity.
As looks. And that
promiscuity.
Promiscuity.
The fact or state of being promiscuous. Some fear this will lead to greater sexual promiscuity among teens, it says. Huh? That doesn't say anything. Promiscuity is the practice of engaging in sexual activity frequently with different partners or being indiscriminate in the choice of partners, sexual partners.
Typically makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. There's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, LA, yeah.
But they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding, that would sort of fix society?
Yeah, I suppose people were more traditionalist.
There have been a few mass shootings in the past where these shooters actually stated that they were incels or were radicalized by online incels. What do you think about their actions?
I condemn their actions. I don't believe violence is the solution. I don't believe attacking random people is going to fix anything, whether they're, women or men. I do think that the reason why they committed those actions was probably because of out of desperation or out of, mental problems that probably could have been prevented had the right support was in their community, in their household. If people saw what they were posting and saw what they were experiencing in life and did something to help them.
Was there like a pivotal moment in your life, like a straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back?
It's constant years of rejection, no matter who the person was, constant years of rejection in other aspects of my life. It did kind of push me towards more, I suppose, radical beliefs, but I suppose they're only like radical, but they're...
I have a question, I have a question though. What if, it's a hypothetical, what if the instances of rejection were because of actions that were self-inflicted or things that are based on your perception that were bad that caused that rejection? Would you want to explore this idea that maybe it could have been your fault all along, and maybe it's things that you did wrong that made it so you were rejected? I think before heading too down into the rabbit hole of like, oh my god, things are all against me, I think it's important to explore all the options of maybe I did something wrong. I think it's a mindset of self-improvement that helps a lot in video games and improving your skill. Just in any other skill. Because if you blame everything, then it's easy to overlook things that you did that were wrong.
But I suppose they're only like radical, but they're more just old beliefs, really.
No, it sounds like I had another like metaphor, like death by 1,000 cuts. It's not like one pivotal moment, but it sounds like a bunch of things built up over time.
Yeah.
One of the common criticisms about the incel community is that you feel entitled to sex or intimacy. Do you believe that you deserve sex or intimacy?
Interesting.
I think everybody at some level deserves someone that loves them and, respects them, as long as you are also loving and respectful towards that person. They're an equal. You're not like seeking someone beyond yourself. You don't have like too high standards, I suppose.
If you can tell the world about something about being incel that that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's...
What was it?
If you can tell the world about something about being incel that that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely. They just need some help, really.
Okay. Would you say that there's anything that other people can do to help guide or just support or?
But also sometimes people have to make themselves able to be helped. This is a take. Don't get mad at me. I feel like sometimes people that need help don't take the help. Because there's a lot of reasons behind it, and even in psychology, there's a lot of reasons why sometimes people don't take the help. But people need to sometimes just take the help and see how it goes.
The lonely person in your class or the lonely person in your workplace.
But the problem, I think a big problem in society. Hold up. I think a big problem in society right now is fake help. that's extreme poisonous. I think it's venomous. It's people that mask themselves in helpers, but in fact they're like perpetrators. And this happens very commonly on social media, and even in your close social circles. People just want to see the drama, just want to hear about it, and it's not even want to antagonize you for your problems in the mask of trying to help you. That's extremely poisonous. It's very common.
Maybe he's an incel and he's not letting you know, and he's just kind of afraid to, he wants someone positive. Just be nice, say hi, try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him, you don't have to whatever, just, you know, brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I mean, you know, you want to try and escape it. You want to be something better. You know, you want to get a wife, get a girlfriend, get someone who loves you, spend your life with them, and be happy. And
what's one thing you wish people?
Because this makes sense, but how is your community going? If people say it's a community, right? How are they going to see you if you're the one who makes the jump without the rope, and you land on the stone and you escape the well? Aren't you going to be ostracized?
Understood better about you.
I don't know. I guess I wish people would recognize how much effort I'm trying, I suppose. Like, you know, I'm working out typically daily. I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm out there job hunting actively. I don't think people recognize how much effort the incels in general try to put into.
What he says the point is that he doesn't want to be an incel, right? Is that he wants to escape that, right? And have a wife and a loving person, right? But how is his own community going to see that if he transcends past the realm of incel? Oh yikes! You left us. You changed. We're all here with the boys, and you're doing that. What the fuck, dude?
Do bettering themselves. I would say, you know, people don't recognize their effort. They just assume that they're all like lazy and sad and angry at women and just giving up and things of that nature, I suppose.
Okay.
You don't have to see the bad things in the world and then come out.
Or do they want to escape
it?
The
bad things in the world and then improve upon yourself because of them, I suppose.
So you do have hope.
Yeah, I have hope. Yeah, I'm a very hopeful person, I suppose.
I won't lie, this went a lot differently than I thought it would. I thought we'd be yelling at each other, you know?
It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that was kind of wholesome, I guess.
Hello, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Guys.